In today's video, I'm going to show you what's going on with Tesla stock, the S&P 500, as well as Coinbase stock using technical analysis. So if that sounds good to you, definitely subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss out on these stock updates. And here we are looking at Tesla on the weekly time frame. And as you can see, we have lost the RSI and the EMA, and this is the stochastic indicator, and I made a few modifications to it. And so as you can see, it also has the stochastic and the MACD. So definitely some stuff going on, as well as volatility ticking to the upside. So if we go to the daily time frame and look at it a little bit closer, we're below the daily 200 EMA, and when you get below it, that's when big moves happen, like right here, and even back here. So definitely pivotal times. And the first time Tesla touched it back in January of 2022, it did rally up to the weekly or the daily 21 EMA. And so if we do go back up and look at the daily 21 EMA, that would put Tesla back up at around $312. So definitely some room to run up, as well as on my indicator up to the green moving average, and stochastic being way far down with 3 drives of bullish divergence on the MACD. So that is a lot to think about, but when you put all the puzzle pieces together, it is pretty clear. And when we look at the 6 hour, we also are getting a little bit of bullish divergence potentially forming. And so these are times where it can pop it back up. So definitely a little bit of bullish divergence in the 1 hour as well. And if we go down to the 15-minute, we can also see more of the same. So, but keep in mind that we do have the monthly cross to the downside on all 3 indicators. So maybe we do go sideways and up for a minute. And when we check out Coinbase stock, as it's been a pretty decent one for me, and as you can see, we got bearish divergence on both oscillators and the MACD, and volatility hasn't even ticked up yet. So could this be a double top right here? Oh, too many lines. And so anyway, definitely looking like some stuff going on, and I will show you my support resistance lines right here. And as you can see, if we go down to the lower time frames, we're stuck in between 2 support resistance lines right here at around 224 and 205. So something to keep in mind there. And we'll start with weekly. And as you can see on the weekly time frame, volatility is starting to tick up as price action goes down. So higher time frames are bearish, and our lower time frames are looking potentially bullish. So when we look at the 6 hour to get a better look at it, we are rejecting off the 6 hour 21 EMA. So go check out the lower time frames, and we are potentially about to cross up on the RSI. So could see a move up to potentially 244 in Coinbase over the weekend into Monday. And so definitely something to watch for. But I don't feel very confident on this, and it's just my opinions and for entertainment purposes. And so we can check out, we did Coinbase. Did we do the S&P? Okay. So looking at the S&P 500, we are definitely in some pivotable times on the monthly. And we jump down to the 2 week, we can see potential follow through to the downside on multiple indicators. and the 4 days starting to have volatility tick up. So could be volatile times coming into next week. And we were watching this yesterday, the daily 200 EMA and the 200 simple sitting at 570. So definitely times where it can pop back up. And usually when SPY pops it back up, all these pop them back up as well. So definitely something to keep in mind with that. And when we check out the 6 hour, we are getting some bullish divergence forming on the MACD. So that does line up with kind of what I was saying on the other stocks. And then we do jump down to the lower time frames. We can see the bullish divergence as well. And so as long as SPY is holding it up at this 200 EMA, looks like more upside in the short term. But it probably will just be a lower high in the cycle before a larger pullback over time. And so yeah, that's something to definitely keep in mind right there. And we can check out Ethereum since we got a little bit more time here. Looking at Ethereum, it's below its 200 weekly EMA and gonna close below it in 2 days. So definitely some volatile times in Ethereum ahead, more than likely. And we are getting a little bit of downside in the RSI, so definitely keep that in mind as well. And we are above the 12-hour RSI, so definitely something to watch for with that. And as you can see, I have some trend lines drawn in here, and as long as we're above 2150, it's looking pretty stable. But if we do break below there, the next stop is probably going to be $1,600 for Ethereum. And so yeah, not super confident in this one, and I'm pretty sure it's just going to do whatever the S&P 500 does. But if we do break bearish out of this pattern alone, not to mention this big one, we could be looking at a 30% move to the downside, which would, if we did 30% to the downside, that would put Ethereum somewhere around $1,300. So, and then that would line up with the bottom side of this channel as well. But definitely don't feel super confident about that. And then if we do look even closer, we are in somewhat of a pattern, it would seem, right here. And we could even catch it on back to this one back here. Well, I got the magnet on. So anyway, we can draw it from right there, and then we can also catch it right here. So definitely a pattern right here, and this will probably get resolved come Monday. But the measured move out of this pattern is going to be 16%. So 16% to the downside would kind of line up with the bottom side of this range. And if we went to the upside, 16%, that would put Ethereum, but if it did drag it on out to right here at the 8th of March, that would put it right in line with the trend line. So definitely could be looking at it too close, but in times like these, it is definitely treacherous times in the stock market. So yeah, not sure what to say about that. And then Costco is looking like it broke down on its earnings and saying it missed profit earnings of $4.11 per share, attributing to a 9% year-over-year increase in merchandise costs. So this might have something to do with the tariffs. So yeah, top might be in Costco for now. But when earnings happen, it can definitely mess up the technical analysis. So something to keep in mind there. So with that, thanks for watching. Catch y'all on the next one.